All right. So I'm reading from the Daily Reflections book of the Alcoholics Anonymous. It's a reflections by AA members for AA members, and it's the whole calendar year. Um, when I bought mine, they weren't that expensive, so I don't know how expensive they are now, but they were like $10 to $12. At least I knew years ago. So yeah, it's a good book to have too. It's easy to read, it's quick, and it's just a couple paragraphs, and you can always get that in the morning or at night, whenever you choose, or on a lunch break, whatever you need. It's there, and it's small, and it's handy right here. You know, it's pretty petite, like my hands. All right, so January 5th. I was like, don't look at my double chin. Anyways, January 5th, total acceptance. He cannot picture life without alcohol. Someday he will be unable to imagine life either with alcohol or without it. Then he will know the loneliness, such as few do. He will be at the jumping off place. He will wish for the end. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 152. Only an alcoholic can understand the exact meaning of the statement like this one. The double standard that held me captive as an active alcoholic also filled me with terror and confusion. If I don't get a drink, I'm going to die, competed with if I continue drinking, it's going to kill me. Both compulsive thoughts pushed me ever closer to the bottom. That bottom produced a total acceptance of my alcoholism, with no reservations whatsoever, and one that was absolutely essential for my recovery. It was a dilemma unlike anything I had ever faced, but as I found out later, a necessary one if I was to succeed in this program. So yeah, I've totally been in the place with drinking and using to where I had to have it. I didn't say that I was going to quit though. I'm one of those, I needed jails, institutions, or death kind of person. Unfortunately, I wish it wasn't the case. But I do have to be institutionalized for my case. Um, so, yeah, it's like being in a rock and a hard place, and you know that feeling. It's like you can't be without it, but you can't be with it any longer because you know it is killing you inside. It's affecting you in every way in everyday life, and as a person. And I have met many people that have done and used or ingested substances or drink them their almost entire life or for decades, and they don't really even know yet. They didn't even know yet who they quite were without identifying as drinking and using. So for them, it is harder for them, actually. I mean, yeah, they're sick and tired, but it is very hard to break something, a whole lifetime of a lifestyle, you know? So maybe if you're a non alcoholic or non user and you know someone who drinks and uses, and maybe that they've been doing it for decades, or maybe their parents did it in front of them and it was acceptable. I've been around that too. I've been close with people that's the way of their family, uses their entire family, and it's very unfortunate, and their parents used, mother used while they were pregnant as well. So it is actually harder, and especially when they have family members who used it in front of them and made it normal. So sometimes we really gotta show more mercy, I think, to people who do struggle with alcohol and drugs. Because everybody has like a reason, because alcohol is just the means to an end. It's, I forget what they say. It's just the solution, but it's not the root problem that the individual is having, the alcoholic or the addict. You know, that's just what they use for whatever else is going on inside of them and in their life. So it doesn't really begin with the alcohol or drug, it begins with pain, trauma, abuse. It could be really anything. Being rejected, not fitting in socially, weight, underweight, height, whatever kind of insecurity you could think about, you know, or what a person can face in their life. They then turn to drugs and alcohol, you know, to get away. You know, I'm like the number one escape artist, you know, and escaping my life, responsibilities, duties, you know. And I guess doing drugs and alcohol gives me that I don't give a shit attitude, and I don't have to be accountable. I can do whatever I want when I want and just run. But it's really just me running away. And it's also me running away from me, not just the people I love and care about. So I I did it for escape and social and weight loss and whatever else. You know, we all have our reasons. There's reasons definitely that I did not list. I can't list them all. But we each had our reason, definitely, and have our own reasons. And I think it's important to find out your reason, the bottom line for why you seek out a substance or alcohol to fill that void inside of you. Like, what is it that you're not receiving in life or in the world? What is it that you're not getting for yourself or giving to yourself or feeding yourself? You know, and you have to replace the alcohol or the substance with other things that fill you up. So, yeah, it's definitely, alcohol is just a symptom of, and drugs is just a symptom of the problem, what's really going on with you or what's going on with the alcoholic or addict. But yeah, so please like and subscribe if you would like to hear more from the Daily Reflections or other books that I'm going to be recording. Just be patient. I'm going to try and record as much as I can. I do offer services on eBay for like spiritual services and things like that. So I do get orders. So, and then I'm a full-time wife, and I have an 18-year-old son. He's going to graduate this year. And I have 6 dogs. 2 are puppies. They're 3 months old. 4 of them are Shar-Peis, 2 of them are pit bulls, and 1 cat. And a big fish tank with only 1 live koi fish. So, and there's parts of my house that are still a wreck from when I was going through it and using that I have torn up. Like the footage or some of the old pictures would like probably freak normal people out, but we can be very destructive when we are using. Not everybody, but some of us, we really can F it all up. So yeah, I do have to take time to like clean up my mess in my house and all that, and still, you know, make time for my loved ones, you know, who have forgiven me. They've forgiven me, and I've asked for forgiveness, you know, and I've made amends, you know. And I've also given forgiveness. I've forgiven others who never even gave me closure and had to get my own closure for. So, and then I also had to see my wrong and where I was wrong in that connection as well. Like, what was my part in that relationship and connection? Like, what parts of me, like, pushed them away or caused this or that? You know, I do have to take accountability for where I was wrong, even if I was horribly wronged, which I was. And I did receive trauma from that connection, but I have traumatized somebody else too. So, you know, it happens. It's unfortunate, but it happens, you know. But you can ask for forgiveness or do your best to make amends wherever possible, you know, as long as to do so would not injure you or somebody else. So you really, you know, you can get with the sponsor, read the AA book. It has exactly Mr. Brown and all that. You can do your 4-step and things like that. You know, and if you're not comfortable with doing 4-step with somebody yet, you can just start to like write down, you know, some things. But the guidelines are in there and there's help online. You can just Google it, like how to write a 4-step or whatever. But yeah, you got to do the steps first, you know, in order. But eventually you will get to, you know, make your amends in peace. I may go out of order, you know. I'm not going to say that you have to follow that, but you definitely need to do step one, you know. Step one, and believe in something greater than yourself, even if you don't know what it is yet. Definitely those. And you got to stop, or try to stop. Have the desire to stop. That's the word. You have to have the desire to stop drinking, you know, or using. Those are like the main three that you should definitely have before, you know. And doing 1 through 4, I could say, yeah, you should do them in order probably. Because then so you can see, you know, where you were wrong in your character defects and all that, as well as your assets, because you do have a lot to offer the world, even if you don't think you have shit to offer anybody right now. You do. You will. It's okay. It's okay. You will. Just give it time. Anyways, please like and subscribe. If you'd like to hear more, hit the bell. Thank you.